All right, welcome to the LearningTube. This is Lorette, and in this training, what we're going to talk about are tools that are going to help you make your life easier because they incorporate automation. Now, a lot of these tools we've talked about in previous webinars. These are tools that we personally use in our business that help us. So we wanted to share them with you. They aren't anything new. Many of you probably already heard of them, like you said, but like we said, it doesn't hurt to hear them again and see how we're using them in our business. Now, to get started, first of all, the question is, why should you automate? And once again, this webinar is talking about how we use automation in our business and why we use it. So one of the main reasons why I personally love automation is the pre-planning of it. When you have something planned out and you have a specific task list and an agenda that you have to go through, it helps things actually get done because you cross it off of your to-do list, you cross it off of your checklist, and it actually happens, right? So setting specific days and times to create these automations. And some examples, we'll say every Friday you have to set all Twitter posts for the following week. So another thing that's great about automation is that you pre-schedule things ahead of time. So therefore, let's say you have somebody working for you. Let's say you have a virtual assistant, and her task every Friday is to create all of your social media for specifically Twitter. Now you can maybe use Thursday specifically for Facebook. You could say, Wednesday is specifically for Pinterest or whatever it is. But every day you have a set task on what needs to be completed for these automations to run smoothly. So that's just an example right there, and that's something that we use with our outsource team, that they have to do all the Twitter posts for the prior week on the week before. And another example, let's say you write blog posts. Let's say every Tuesday you have to write a blog post and then syndicate once it's posted. Okay, so that will make sure that you get your blog post done. Okay? Now, those are just some examples. Now, it also, when you do automation, it frees up time for you to do other things because once you have these up and running, then you can live, the laptop lifestyle that people, that you want to live doing this internet marketing. So, for example, you can set up all these automations, and while you're out sitting on the beach, you've got tweets going out, posts going out, blog posts getting syndicated. All this stuff is happening because you pre-planned it. So, and one reason why it allows you to do that is because instead of posting on all these social media profiles, we're going to show you how you can post on one profile. So let's say you have all your Facebook posts set up and scheduled for the week. Well, once it posts on Facebook, you can set automation tools to say once a post is on Facebook, then I want you to post it on Twitter, I want you to post on Instagram, I want you to post it on Google+. So instead of going to all those individual social media platforms and posting on them, you can do one post and it syndicates through to the other locations. So that saves you, definitely saves you some time. And this also allows you to take your marketing and your social engagement up to the next level because when you do have to do it one by one, just to be frank with you, it just doesn't happen because it's too much work, right? So the easier that you can make it on yourself and your team, the more probability that it's actually going to happen. So if you were just doing it by yourself, one by one, you may get a post here on Twitter, a post here on Facebook. But if you do this automation, it really makes it easier, and you can really expand your reach to all the different social networks that you weren't doing before that you can now. You can also, when you're automating, you need to utilize your outsourcing team to set up these posts and to set up these automations to get it done for you. Now, the tools that we're going to go over are Hootsuite. Everybody heard of Hootsuite? Yes, okay. Grum. Now, Grum, Alicia actually talked about in one of the previous webinars when we talked about Instagram. Now, I know Instagram is very new to most of you because when we took a poll on the webinar, most of you were not using Instagram. But Grum is the tool to use if you are using it to automate posting on Instagram. The next tool we're going to talk about is called If This Then That. It is a tool to create recipes that are going to help you automate certain tasks, specifically in your social media. Now we've got Zapier, which is very similar to If This Then That. And then click-to-mail integrates with Zapier. That's the reason why we put that in there, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. And that is integrating direct mail into your marketing, which is something that people just aren't doing anymore, but people love to receive physical mail in their mailbox because it just doesn't happen anymore. So it really makes you stand out. And then we're going to talk about Aweber. Now, there are lots of different email responder systems out there. We're specifically talking about Aweber because I know a lot of people on this call have Aweber. We personally have we have 3 different autoresponder systems that we use. But the concept that I'm going to be talking about is spread throughout, is with any autoresponder system. Okay, so let's jump right in. So let's get started with Hootsuite. So Hootsuite, if you go to that link, alicialittle.com/Hootsuite, you get a 30-day free trial of the Pro version. Now, there is a free version, which is probably all that you need. But if you do have clients and you're managing different clients and different accounts, then you may need the Pro version. But since it's free for 30 days, you might as well take advantage of those 30 days, and then you can easily just cancel it before your free trial is over. With Hootsuite, what you can do is you can monitor and manage up to 100 social profiles. You probably don't have that much, but if you are managing clients, then you may have that. Profiles such as Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, they recently added Instagram as well. But the whole point of this is that you can manage all of these accounts from one web-based dashboard. So it's all in one centralized location. Because I know for a fact that it gets time-consuming and confusing when you have to log into all these different accounts, right? But if you have one account centralized that you can manage everything, it makes things so much easier. You can save a lot of time because you can schedule hundreds of messages and launch multiple campaigns at one time with using this tool, Hootsuite. Now, this is an example of what my Hootsuite dashboard looks. We have different accounts in here. This is just one that I have. This is my personal one. And you can see there's different streams that you can add. And over here on the left are different bells and whistles. And what I'm going to do is actually go over there to Hootsuite right now and show you what it looks like. So give me a minute and let me pull that up. Okay, so 1 second. All right, just pulling up my account. Okay, so here is my account. Looks like it's a little slow in getting loaded right now. Let me refresh it. Now, what I want to show you in this account is how you can actually schedule some posts and how easy it is to do it from this one centralized location. Once it loads, okay, 1 second. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And you can see here are the different streams up here. So this is my home stream. These are what people I'm following are posting. So from here, I can go, so here, Instagram live stories. So I can go ahead and like things and retweet things straight from here. So I don't have to actually go to Twitter, right? So I can go ahead and do that. Now I can go, here's when people mention my name, and I can go and comment on this or retweet it. Here's any messages that came in to me. Here's my tweets that I sent out, and then here are my scheduled tweets. So I have tweets scheduled up to February 6th. And you can see with some of my scheduled ones, I have a mixture of motivational quotes as well as sending people to our blog. Now, sending people to the blog, of course, the reason why we would do that is because we want to send people to the blog because the blog has an opt-in, so it's going to help us get opt-ins to our email list, and it also has retargeting. So once they go to our blog by following this link, they will now be retargeted for campaigns that we want to target them in the future. So, mix it up with the type of things that you are posting, and this goes for anything, for any social media network. Never just sell, 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 or never just do one thing, mix it up. So now if I wanted to schedule a post, what I go is right here, you choose your profile, so that's the profile that I'm going to use. I write my message in here. So let me go get an image, 1 second. Okay, so I'm just finding some motivational quote that I can use for this example. Let's see. I know I've got some on my computer. Okay. So here's a success quote that I put. So now I'm going to do some hashtags, success, motivation, and this is, you know, success is not luck. It takes hard work and dedication. Okay, so something like that, really easy. So, and if I wanted to add a link, oops, let me push play back again. Okay, so here I uploaded an image, and here is where I write what I want to write. Make sure you put in hashtags. You should put a bunch more. I just can't think of any right now. So success, motivation, I can put you can do it. Okay. So if I wanted to add a link to our blog or something, I could add a link right here where it says add a link, and it shrinks it and automatically adds it in. You can do these things, add location, you can do some targeting options, and then here you can do scheduling. So if you have a specific date that you want to send this out, maybe this is an announcement for a webinar, for example, and you want to do it on a specific date, you can do scheduling. What I have right now is auto schedule. So what they've done is based on my profile, the type of people I follow, and so forth, they know when is the best time for me to post. So all I have to do is click on auto schedule, and it automatically schedules it based on, like I said, some criteria that they have, and it will automatically post for me to tell me when it'll automatically schedule the best time for me to post that. So this is when they recommend that I post it, January 27th at 9:05 a.m. And it actually stuck it in the middle of some other ones that I had in here as well. So, yep, so I let it do its thing. So that's how easy it is when you are when you're scheduling using Hootsuite. You can add different social networks here. You can add different streams, and it's got all these bells and whistles over here as well. You can look at analytics here to see what's working, what's not working. You know, all that data really helps because it can tell you if you're wasting your time, you know, how you can improve. You know, definitely use those numbers to help you see how to get better. You can assign, you know, we talked about using your team for outsourcing, right? We talked about using your team for outsourcing. You can create assignments for your team, and you can create different logins as well for different access roles. Okay? And here you can create different campaigns. You know, we don't use this as much as we should, but you can create campaigns that can, you know, run contests and surveys and so forth. So there's a lot of things that you can do within this application. And once again, this was just showing Twitter, but there are a bunch of different social networks that you can add. So you can see right here, you can add Twitter, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, WordPress, Instagram, as well as YouTube. So you can have all your different social media profiles in this one account, which makes things so easy and makes your day very productive. Okay, so that is Hootsuite. So now we're going to go back to the presentation and keep on moving. Okay, so that was Hootsuite. What do you guys think of Hootsuite? It really is easy, very easy to use, and your team can use it. That's the best thing about it, is that when you do outsource it to somebody, they can use it very easily. The next one we're going to talk about is Grum. Grum is the Instagram. Remember we talked about Alicia in her last LearningTube, when she talked about Instagram, she talked about Grum. Now, Grum is the Instagram automated publishing tool. This is fairly new because people in the social media platform have been waiting for a way to automate posting to Instagram. So this is new and exciting for those that, we have a social media agency, so we were waiting for this in regards to working with our clients. So first of all, you can try it 3 days for free. 3 days is pretty short, but it's pretty easy to use, and it's pretty powerful. After that, it's only $10 a month for 2 accounts, and that's probably all that you need. So let's go ahead, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so here are the different posts. You just click here, you add a new one, and you can schedule it, and it'll go out. Now, one thing that's really big on Instagram, once again, watch that Instagram replay, but Alicia goes over the importance of hashtags and how to find hashtags that will work with what you're trying to promote. Now here's an example of hashtags that this one I posted on my phone with, I think, 2 hashtags, and it only had 16 loves. This one is the same place, same location, Mayfield Falls in Jamaica, but this one had hashtags in it, and it almost doubled the amount of people that liked it and had a comment. So this here, I wasn't trying to show this as a point, but since it's here, I'm making the point of the importance of hashtags, and you can see that right there. So let's go ahead and go over to Grum. Okay, let me get out of this presentation. I'm going to take you over to Grum. Okay, second. Pull it up. It is loading on my computer. Okay, and this is what it looks like, okay? So you can see this grew actually a little bit, and this grew by 1. Let's see. This one I did not have a lot of hashtags. You see it only has 25. All the other ones do actually have a lot of hashtags, and they have a lot more interaction than mine, that the 2 that I didn't have a lot of interaction. And we have one of our team members that actually does this for us. But okay, so what I'm going to do right now is show you how it works. So click here to add media. So we're going to click here to add media, and you have to go find an image. So give me a moment and let me get an image that we can work with. And we're going to post this account and show you how easy it is. Okay. Okay, so here's an image. This is from YS Falls, and he's jumping from the tree. Okay, so jumping from the trees at Mayfield Falls, Jamaica. Okay, and then a neat little trick that we do is that, so remember we told you about the importance of hashtags, but you should put your hashtags in your first comment. Okay, so let me go right here to one of these posts that has a lot of hashtags, and all I'm going to do is copy it. Oh, here's my example. This one does not have a lot of hashtags, okay, so that was not a good one to use. That was me being lazy when I was on my phone. But that's another difference with this, is that Instagram, of course, is usually done on your phone. Now, when you have it on your computer, you have the time to put in all of these hashtags, right? So there are the hashtags, and I'm going to put that right here. Take that off there. Okay, and there's some different tags there. And so I put it in my first comment, and then I can go ahead and schedule it. So I'm going to schedule it for tomorrow, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and click on Save. And now it is scheduled to post tomorrow. So it's that easy on scheduling. I think it takes a little bit of time. So, but anyway, that's how you do it. So it's moving a little slow, but now it's going to schedule it, and tomorrow it will automatically post into this Instagram account. Quick and easy, right? Quick and easy. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the presentation. And once again, so a lot of people are, stressed out. I've got all these accounts. How am I supposed to? But it's really easy when you plan it ahead of time, and do all your scheduled posts beforehand. So how long did that take? Not long at all, right? And what we do is we actually have a notepad of all the different hashtags that we can use for different things. Like for waterfalls, these are our hashtags. For this specific account, for food, anything that has to do with food, we have these specific hashtags. Anything that has to do with like the airport and traveling, we have these specific hashtags. So it makes it really easy to just copy and paste for our outsource team, and they go ahead and it makes it really easy. Okay, so now the next one that we're moving to is called If This Then That. So IFTTT.com. So it is saying, if this happens, then do this, basically is what it's translated to. And so with this tool, you can make what they call applets. They used to be called recipes, but now they're called applets, and they can get things done for you when something happens. So for example, and this one, If This and That, has more than just social media things, but it also has funny, quirky things as well. So you can see right here, text me the weather every morning. So you could set this to text you the weather every morning. I was testing it out, and I set one up to call my phone every time Alicia Little sends me an email. Now, that was not a good one to test with, because Alicia sends me a lot of emails, and my phone just kept ringing and ringing. But it was pretty neat, right? It was something that, I tested, and it worked. And if that was for a reason, call me if my mom sends me an email, or something like that, because she doesn't ever email me every once in a blue moon. But you can set up fun things like that. But let's go over here. Let's go over there to check it out, so you can see what it looks like and see some of the different recipes that you actually use. Let's see. Oh, let me pull up on my computer. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So as soon as you create your account, so you create your account, and it gives you some recommendations. So, there's some simple ones like back up your photos you're tagged into Facebook. Things if you don't even want for your business, but just kind of for yourself personally, like this, send me the weather every morning. There's some quirky ones, but then there's some great ones. Tweet your Facebook status update. Keep your Facebook and Twitter profile pictures in sync. Let's see, tweet your Instagrams as native photos on Twitter. Now, if this is the one you wanted to use, all you have to do is go here, and then you just click on turn on, and it turns on without, you have to set up all the, make it work integrations. They're going to ask you for, what's your Twitter, what's your Instagram, and pull the two together. But these are different recipes that different people make. Like here, this Juice Man is the guy that created this specific recipe. And that's the only one he created. But if there are other ones, it would show all of his recipes that you could use in your account. Okay, so, let's see my applets. Let's see some of the ones that I have. I have, a few, look at all those there. But the ones, this is one that I integrate from Craigslist. So, this is when we're doing some of our freelancing stuff. It was if anybody posted on Craigslist in the city of Los Angeles, some specific cities, and they're looking for a logo, send me the email, right? And so that's what it would do right here. So pretty neat. So it actively went out and got leads for me, for our team, to, for us to do some graphic works for them with using Craigslist. This one is if a new photo taken by Lorette Monica, which is my Instagram, then post it to my Twitter profile. Save my photos to Dropbox, so that was set up as well. So here is, some other ones that I had. If a new post tags Social Media Mondays on your blog, then send it to my Twitter account. So you can do all these different things, recipes that would automate different things in your business. Now, if you want to look specifically, let's say I want to find, let's go here, search. And let's say I want to find something specific to Twitter. I can just type in Twitter, for example, and it will give me all the applets that are pre-done that have to do with Twitter. And these are some great ones that you can like share links you post on Twitter, on Tumblr if you have Tumblr. So that can be automatically done. Send a special message to your followers on Twitter, auto post your Facebook page to Twitter. So all these different things. Put your Twitter post to Pinterest. That's a great one right there. Share your WordPress post to Twitter image. So for example, we would have like Marketing Monday, and you post it on your blog, and it's automatically going to post on Twitter. So, you know, all these different automation tools that you can use. And Twitter is just one example. You can, you know, when you go and you look at the main page, you can see there's all these different things that you can use. Twitter, Facebook, you know, all types of, these are 15 applets for social media. And then let's go back. Let's go to collections. So here's 15 applets for outer space, for your home, for your Android, politics, for the internet, social media. So all these different things, because different companies put their stuff in this as well. So let's see, 18 applets for small business owners. So here, share newsletter performance with your team, automatically do stuff, track your work hours in Google Calendar. So, you know, all these different things that you can do. Add notes to Evernote to a Trello board, add scheduled MailChimp campaigns to Google Calendar. So save MailChimp subscribers to SurveyMonkey list. So all these different things that you can do. So, you know, spend some time and go through here and discover and look at some that could help you with your business or help you just with your life in general. There's just so many different things you can do. Okay, so that's if this, then that. I love it. It's really easy. It's just a few clicks to integrate, you know, your different profiles, and you click to test it, and it works, and it's done. It runs. So you turn it on and you turn it off. So that is if this, then that. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. Okay, so if this, then that. Now, there, like I said, you saw there was tons of different options for this. You know, some that I do recommend that you integrate are any of the social media ones, right? So share your Facebook page updates on Twitter. You should do that one. Instagram on Twitter, WordPress post onto Twitter. This one I thought was pretty interesting. So your Google Calendar, if you use Google Calendar, you'll see that your friends' birthdays are on the calendar. So what it does is that it looks at the birthday events in your Google Calendar, and then it sends that person a happy birthday message on their special day via Facebook. So it automates the happy birthday messages to your friends, so you never miss a birthday, right? So it can do all types of things. Now, the next tool that we're going to talk about is Zapier. Zapier is very similar to if this, then that. Okay, so, but it has some platforms that, you know, some if this, then that has some that Zapier doesn't have. Zapier has some that if this, then that doesn't have. So we specifically use Zapier to, let's see, we specifically use Zapier in our business to send out physical mailings. And I will show you in the next few slides how that works. But just like if this, then that, to set up an integration with Zapier, first you have to define your trigger. Like what is it that instigates the action? So here they're saying a new email in Gmail or a new payment in PayPal. So if somebody pays you in PayPal, you get a new PayPal payment, then what? Then you put them into an Aweber list and send them thanks for your payment. Or I'll show you how you can send their email to send their contact information to Click to Mail and send them a postcard in the mail welcoming them to the program. So different things like that you can automate. The next thing is define the action. So an action is what happens after the trigger. So after this happens, what happens next? Like here we talked about sending an email, sending a postcard. So here a new payment in PayPal happened. It can send an email to the accounting department automatically, right? The more things that are automated, the less room you have for error, right? So if I had to rely on a person to tell me when a PayPal payment came in, then, you know, what if that person gets sick, or what if the person forgets? That accounting department is in the dark, right? So automating things like that makes it much easier for everybody involved. then after you do all that, you just test the Zapier, make sure it works, and go ahead and it runs. And you turn it on and you turn it off. You can make up to 5 Zaps for free. If you want to make more than 5, then you just upgrade to very reasonable plans that they have in their account. Now, in Zapier, there's different recipes as well. This one I thought was pretty interesting. This is when you have an event and you put it on your calendar. So for example, this webinar. Let's say we have this webinar and it's on my calendar. I can set up a Zapier right here. As your event approaches, give your Twitter followers a 2-day reminder that it's almost here, right? Then you can also connect a LinkedIn group with a reminder. And then you can also give your Facebook page a reminder as well by just then reading what is on your Google Calendar. And that is all automated. I thought that was a pretty neat one. So let's go over to Zapier, and I want to show you how that looks as well. So let's see. Okay, here is what Zapier looks like. And you can see here are all the different things that it integrates with, a ton of different things. Some of these may look familiar to you. Some of these you've probably never seen before. But here's Wunderlist, here's QuickBooks, LinkedIn, SurveyMonkey, a lot of different Shopify. I know a lot of you guys have Shopify stores. GoToWebinar. So for this webinar, for example, we can create a Zapier that says everybody that actually attended the webinar. So let's say, X amount of people registered, but X amount of people attended. So we can say all the people that attended, put them into this specific autoresponder list. And then that specific autoresponder list is going to have specific emails just for them. Thanks for attending, blah, 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 right? So you can set up things like that. Here, PayPal, Teamwork, we use Teamwork for a lot of our stuff. Aweber, Google Forms, so all these different things that you can integrate it with. Okay? And then here's Perfect Matches for your selected apps. What they do is they have you choose what you use. Like I use Pinterest, so I picked that, and then it finds apps that have to do with Pinterest, right? And it gives you some recommendation. So share Instagram photos to Twitter automatically. So that's one that I actually integrated. So let's see. Let's look at the apps that I have going right now. So I have the free version, so I just have the 5. But I'm definitely going to be adding more. So some of you that are in our program, Big Profit Centers, as well as Freelancing Cash Machine, some of you received a physical workbook in the mail. Now, if you received the physical workbook in the mail, we actually put that together with the help of Zapier. Okay? So if you remember, when you went to the website, you had to enter in your mailing address. When you entered in your mailing address, that went into an Aweber email list. Now, the Zapier connects with Aweber and Click to Mail. It says once contact information gets into this specific list, then send up a notification to Click to Mail to print and mail the workbook to that person's contact information. So that entire process of shipping the workbook to you was completely hands-free. We didn't have anything, we didn't even touch it, and it was print on demand. All you had to do is fill out your address in the form, and then that was it. Right, so we've set up this Zap, is what it's called, and then it really is set it and forget it, and it just works on its own. If for any reason, like you put in your address wrong or there's an error, it'll send a notification saying that the Zap failed and to go see what's wrong with it, and then we can manually go fix it. But that's extremely rare. So here is one that I just put recently, share Instagram photos to Twitter automatically. So whenever I post something on Instagram, it automatically posts it on Twitter. Okay, so those are just some examples of Zaps. Now, let me see if I can show you the inside. So this is one for Big Profit Center for international people. So here's the trigger. If there's a new subscriber to that specific list, then it is going to create a letter, which is the brochure, in our Click to Mail account. And here you can say that it's on and it is working. Okay, so that's just an example of Zapier. Okay, and now I'm going back to the event, to the PowerPoint. So Zapier, once again, great tool. Similar to If This Then That, but some have different platforms, you know, have integrated with different apps than some other ones. Okay. So here is Click to Mail. This was the one that, you know, sending the workbooks to you. Now, some of you also received our Christmas card. So if you're in some of our programs, did anybody receive our Christmas postcard? All right, good, a few of you. So that is also through Click to Mail. That was not automated, but it could have been. If we could have said, you know, everybody in this autoresponder automatically gets gets the Christmas card. But we actually uploaded a file and it just printed everything and mailed it out for us. But with Zapier, they do a lot of integration with Click to Mail. So they do a lot of integration with Click to Mail. So some examples here is if somebody fills out a survey in your SurveyMonkey form, then you can send them a letter via Click to Mail. So maybe a survey, maybe you have them filling out something about, I don't know, applying for a mortgage. So once they fill that out, then something's going to be sent to them in the mail of their application. Here, if somebody, you know, pays, I think this one's a great idea. If somebody pays you via PayPal, you can send them a postcard saying, welcome to our program, or you know, thank you for buying XYZ, or so forth. If somebody fills out a Google form or a Google Sheet, you can send them something direct mail, Click to Mail. So those are ways that you integrate Click to Mail with Zapier. Okay. Now, the next thing that I'm going to talk about here are autoresponders, email autoresponders. Now, there are tons of email autoresponders out there, right? So the one we're using in this demonstration is Aweber. We have 3 different accounts. We use Aweber, iContact, as well as ActiveCampaign, and we have one shopping cart. So we have lists everywhere. But this is just an example of one of our lists. Now, I'm showing you this for the purpose of this schedule broadcast right here. Now, I'm sure you know that email autoresponders, you know, you schedule messages, you put in autoresponders, but, you know, it really does make your life a lot easier. I scheduled these broadcasts last week for tonight, for today's webinar. So I set up a 30-minute reminder, and then I did a starting now reminder. I scheduled it to go out on a specific day and a specific time. So, for example, last week, I was not able to I was not on the computer at the time of the webinar, but I knew I had all these set up already. So I didn't have to worry about sending out reminder emails and making sure, because it was already set up. So by the time I got back to the computer, emails were already out, people were on the webinar, and it was all good to go, right? So that's the beauty of scheduling broadcasts. Now, also scheduling your legacy follow-up series. This is when somebody enters into your email list, you have emails that are going out to them. So for this example, with the LearningTube, when somebody joins, they get a welcome to the LearningTube, and it sends immediately. Then I have something 10 days later just talking about, hey, just a reminder, if you missed the replays, here's where they are. And that's sent to them 10 days after the previous message. And you know what, we haven't done it yet, but what I need to do next is start creating a whole list of emails that are automatically going to go out to those that are on this email list, the LearningTube, and we would mix it in to say, hey, check out our blog post, anything that has to do with training, because the LearningTube is all about training, and we would just create this long email series about training, sending you to some of our YouTube videos, sending you to our blog, giving you the replays, telling you what's coming up next, you know, all that kind of stuff to put into this follow-up series. We know somebody that has 2 years worth of messages set up in one of their autoresponders. Now that is called automation, right? So, but I love that idea. I would love to have 2 years worth of content, and you're constantly, when you have that, you know, you're constantly selling things. You know, if you have evergreen products and you put people in the funnel and they just keep getting these emails, it's beautiful, right? That's automation. And so here is something that that many autoresponder systems are moving towards, is doing different campaigns based on triggers and based on different criteria. Oh, I wasn't on play. I'm not sure when I stopped doing play. I think maybe here we saw Click to Mail, Here are all the different things that you can do with Click-to-Mail, SurveyMonkey, PayPal, Google Forms, Google Sheets. All of these can be sent to Click-to-Mail to create postcards and letters. Oh, and here is the Aweber. Here where I was talking about here, scheduling the broadcasts right here way ahead of time. You can see I scheduled it for a specific date at a specific time, so scheduled way ahead of time. Here is where I was talking about the legacy series, where you can continue to do a long email series with your list. Now this is where we stopped right here. This is with Aweber doing different campaigns. Like I said, almost all autoresponders have this feature. They just look different. But this really takes it up to the next level and automates it. So we have a lot of people, a lot of followers and stuff that are in Jamaica. As you know, we live in Jamaica, do a lot of work in Jamaica. So I am creating a campaign here that when somebody subscribes to any of our email lists and they're from the country of Jamaica, then they get a specific message, right? And, I can send them, hey, you're in Jamaica, blah, blah, come to our training sessions located in Kingston. But because it tracks and it knows all that information when they enter into our autoresponder. You can do all types of different triggers. You can say, people that, specific people who maybe opened an email, didn't open an email, send them this email or send them this email. So it can get very specific and really targeting different, different users and what their profiles are like to send them specific campaigns. When you start doing that, now you're marketing, right? Now you're really marketing. And those are with applying certain tags. So that's within your autoresponder system. Whatever system that you have, learn how to use it. Learn how to use it and really take it to the next level. And you'll see a difference in your business. And one thing that's really great about it is that a lot of people aren't really doing that. Only a handful of internet marketers are really utilizing all of these tools to their fullest. So if you are utilizing it and in internet marketing or in any other niche, or if you're doing it for your clients and so forth, you're really going to stand out because a lot of people don't use these tools to their maximum advantage. So, and here's just more how you can do some more automation. This is basically saying, when somebody joins X list, then remove them from this list. So if somebody's a prospect saying, buy my course, and then they buy it, you want to remove them from that list because they'll be like, I already bought it, I don't need it, and it's annoying, right? So that's just another type of automation rule that they have in many of these email autoresponder systems. So those are the different tools that we talked about, and now we're going to talk about outsourcing them. So Hootsuite is one of the easiest tools that you can get somebody to do for you, right? So having the team do pre-scheduled posts. So, you can have them do posts way ahead of time. In our experience, it takes about 5 to 6 hours to do the entire month of Twitter posts per account. I mean, that's just what we've deducted from work that we've done. As long as it's nothing, too complicated, but just some basic Twitter posting, doing some images, pulling things from your blog, stuff like that. It should take about a day to do the entire month. So that's not long. If you have a team, that's definitely something that they should do. And then when you're doing that, create a mixture of type of posts. Do images, do videos, do links to blog posts, humor, contests, surveys. The more variety, it keeps people engaged. So remember that when you're doing social media posts on your different sites. Now, when you're doing outsourcing, these are tools that you can use yourself, or these are tools that you would share with your team. And we've talked about some of these tools in some of our other webinars as well. The first one is Canva. I'm going to show you each one a little in detail. But Canva is a tool that you can use to create amazing graphics. Pablo.buffer, create quotes with graphics. Pixabay, Unsplash, and StockSnap are all 3 places where you can get free images. Okay? So here's an example of Canva. So here you can see in this account, we are creating Kindle promos for Twitter. These are Kindle promos for Twitter. These are book covers, Kindle book covers, Kindle book covers. This was just a Christmas card we created. This was an image for Facebook post. I believe it was a Facebook or lead pages or something. But Here on the top you can see you can do social media posts, Facebook posts, a card, an email header. You click more and you can do Kindle books. You can do all types of things, right? So this is just an example of how you can use Canva and how your team can use Canva. I love this tool. I love, love, love. And you do not have to be a graphic designer to use this, because they have tons of different templates that you can use as well. Here, Pablo.buffer.com, this is a great tool that your team can use, once again, or you. Here you can find tons of royalty-free images that you can use. You won't have any copyright issues, or you can upload your own image. Okay, so you can upload your own image, use their image, and it goes right here. Once it goes here, you can change the filters. So you know on Instagram how you can make things really cool? Well, you could do that same thing right here with different filters. And then here, I'm sorry, I skipped this, but this is your sizes. If you're doing Pinterest, it resizes it. If you're doing, gosh, what is that image? I don't know what that image is. LinkedIn, I think, Google+. And if you're doing Facebook or Twitter, this is the size that you should use. So you pick which size that you want, and then you can add text to it as well. See, oops, there's a different text, and then here's where you can add quotes. So it's a whole library of motivational quotes, or you can put your own quotes and your own information right there as well. After you do that, you click Share and Download, and from there you have the option to either automatically post it to your social media accounts like Twitter, Google, LinkedIn, or you can share and download it, and maybe because Instagram's not on here, so you may want to download it, and then you can upload it using your Grum account, right, that you use to schedule Instagram posts. So this is pablo.buffer.com, and that is a great tool right there. Some of the sites for free images. We talked about Pixabay. This is StockSnap, and then this is Unsplash. Unsplash has some really unique, very artsy type of images that you can use for your social media. But these are some places to get some high-quality images that you can use without any copyright issues. So definitely recommend those. So those are the automation tools that we have for you. Hopefully you're going to start using some of them for yourself, for your clients. A lot of you are on Fiverr as freelancers, and you can even offer this service for people, helping them make images for their social media profiles. Or you can say, I will post 5 Facebook posts for you for the week, and you can just make them and put them in your Hootsuite account or wherever, and auto-schedule them for them. But that's another way to make money from using these automation tools. And yeah, so let me know if you have any questions, and I hope this was helpful for you. Once again, this is Lorette with the LearningTube. We talked about tools that you can use in your business to help automate and make your life a little bit easier, get things done faster, and utilize your outsourcing team. All of these are located these are all recorded, and replays are posted. The learningtube.com/replays, and you'll see that's where we have all the replays for not only this webinar, but also any webinars in the past as well. So see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye.